for you, when you started making content and you had to put yourself out there at such a scale, and it was no longer like the games level where like you were able to grab some photos that they took at the game, like you were able to reshare some of that. In your head, did you ever think about that and strategize? But okay, well, what am I going to do? YouTube's deep. Yeah, I've got a following. Yeah, people know me in this niche of the fitness industry, but what am I going to do to enhance my megaphone or create my own unique megaphone in that case?
No, I never thought about it. I it wasn't probably until the last couple of years after we had built a very big following and a fairly successful business that we started to think like, what do we need to start doing with our content to try and like reach new people or, reignite kind of the rapid growth that we saw at different time points. I think, there were a few factors that just played into me having early success on social media, just some timing things. I mean, not to say that it was all like good fortune, but there was a lot of good fortune that came along with it. I think there was really good content that people resonated with, but it felt very natural for me to make. And it wasn't like very produced, early on. I just had one kind of mission, which was basically document my own personal journey through becoming the best CrossFit athlete that I could be, but doing it with like what were considered amongst that community, like sort of fringe principles. Like, hey, here's a guy that doesn't train the same way everybody else trains. He's not going 100% every day. He's talking about building an aerobic base. He's talking about pacing. There's some thought in this design. And, that was a product of like the coaches I had at the time who were giving me this training. I was showing it in a way that basically explained, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is why I'm doing it. And then once I got out of CrossFit, I continued to like hold true to that mission, which was like, I'm just going to document and share what I'm going through on the journey to be, continue to be an athlete, but also build a business and be a father and, look good and move well and basically do this for a long time because I fell in love with fitness before CrossFit, unlike most people at the time who just got introduced to weight training with CrossFit and that's what like grew their deep love for it. It's like, no, I loved it before I knew about suffering in the gym. Like I knew about it when I loved fitness when it came to like coming in and working hard, but it wasn't about coming in and like trying to puke and like trying to max out my lifts. And it was like to come in and push against weight and build muscle and get on the stair climber and get my heart pumping. And like, that was cool. That felt great. And I missed that. And I was like, how do I get back to just the love of coming in and working hard, but not the love of coming in and like beating myself to death for points. Yeah. And how do I show that to people? And so that all just like, that just resonated, I think, with a lot of CrossFitters who were like, yeah, I don't want to suffer every day anymore. I want to kind of feel good and I still want to do this stuff because it's rad. I know you're in that camp too. It's like, I want to push sleds. I want to lift weights. I want to, jump on a box from time to time. I want to do cardio and weights at the same time. Like I want to do all this stuff, but I don't need to like win the race and go faster than my teammate.